You didn't decide to buy that. That thing sitting in your cart right now? The one you said you'd just think about? Yeah, that wasn't your idea. You were guided, nudged, designed. And the scariest part? You enjoyed it. Let me show you something. You open an app, Shopee, Amazon, TikTok Shop, just to look. No plan, no intention. 5 minutes later, you're comparing prices. 10 minutes later, it's in your cart. 15 minutes later, you're convincing yourself, I actually need this. Sound familiar? Good. That means it's working. Here's what's happening in your brain. According to behavioral research, over 80% of online purchases are impulse-driven, not planned, not needed, just triggered. Why? Because every time you see something new, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical tied to pleasure and addiction. Not when you buy, when you anticipate buying. That's why scrolling feels good. That's why adding to cart feels exciting. Example, you see a limited time offer, 50% off. You weren't looking for it, but now your brain says, if I don't buy this, I'm losing something. That's called loss aversion. You're not gaining a product, you're avoiding the pain of missing out. If you've ever bought something you didn't even use, hit subscribe, because this channel is going to expose every single trick that's been used on you. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's talk about that timer. Only 2 items left. Sale ends in 3:12, 3:11, 3:10. You feel pressure, right? Here's the truth. Most of those timers, fake. Most of that low stock, artificial. E-commerce platforms use something called urgency triggers, because when you feel rushed, your brain shuts down logical thinking. You stop asking, do I need this? And start asking, can I afford to miss this? That's a completely different question, and it leads to completely different behavior. Now look at the reviews. 10,000 sold, 4.9 stars. Everyone loves this. Here's a hard truth. You don't trust yourself. You trust the crowd. Psychologists call this social proof. When you're unsure, you copy what others are doing. Example, 2 identical products. One has 5 reviews, the other has 5,000. You already know which one you'll pick, even if both are the same quality, because your brain says, if everyone else bought it, it must be right. But here's the twist. A huge percentage of online reviews are either biased, incentivized, or fake, and yet they still work on you. Here's where it gets personal. You're not buying products, you're buying a version of yourself. That outfit? It's not fabric, it's confidence. That gadget? It's not tech, it's status. That random item you saw on TikTok? It's the person you wish you were. Studies show people are far more likely to buy something if it aligns with how they see themselves, or how they want to be seen. That's why aesthetic sells. That's why trends explode overnight. You're not shopping logically, you're shopping emotionally. And then it arrives. You open the package, and suddenly, the excitement is gone. That's called the dopamine crash, the moment after the reward, where reality kicks in. And what do? You justify it. I needed this anyway. It wasn't that expensive. I'll use it eventually. But deep down, you know, you were played. Here's the truth no one wants to say. You don't have a spending problem. You're inside a system designed to break your self-control. Every scroll, every click, every add to cart, it's engineered. And until you understand it, you'll keep losing to it. If you want to take control back, subscribe to The Behavior Room, because the more you understand your behavior, the harder it becomes to manipulate it.